welcome to the Courageous Self-Care Podcast. I'm your host, Christina Marlette. On this show, we talk about self-care that goes beyond bubble baths, chocolate, and wine. It is self-care that goes deep. It's on the inside. It takes courage because it can be pretty uncomfortable, and guaranteed it will transform your life. Be sure to stick around to the end. I will be sharing a free gift with you today. And let me tell you about today's topic. So we've been chatting this month about how to harmonize masculine and feminine energy. And why we want to do that is so we're not seeking for missing pieces when we're in relationship with other people. We are complete whole people because we know how to consciously access masculine energy and consciously access feminine energy. Use them at our will. So today what we're talking about is how to find your true feminine power. There are so many different teachers out there teaching about feminine power, and I've learned from a number of them. It has been information that has changed my life, and I would love to add my 2 cents worth. So first of all, as women, we've been told that we have perceived weakness. 3 of them, in fact. Women have been told that we are too emotional, that we are unpredictable, and that we're weak. And therefore, we are the weaker sex and that we don't have as much to contribute. Our power has been growing throughout the last several decades as our human consciousness expands. And we have bought into these perceived weaknesses. We have learned to suppress our emotions. We've learned to focus on what seems to be real and make decisions based on that. And often because our stature and our muscle strength is less, we've decided that we're just weaker in general. Ladies, this is not true. That's great news. We actually have strengths, and those perceived weaknesses with a little bit of a tweak in how we perceive them can actually become our greatest strengths. So women's greatest strengths are not that we are emotional, but that we truly make our decisions based on love, not on power, not on fame and fortune. We make them on love and what's best for people. So when we learn to stop suppressing our emotions and tune into why we want certain things to happen, why we want to feel the way that we do, our power increases. Also, we're not flaky and unpredictable. We have a very strong sense of intuition. Now, many of us have learned how to suppress that as well because we don't want to be perceived as unpredictable and trusting in the whatever is out there, in the mystery. But when we do learn to tune into our intuition, it guides us in all of our major and minor decisions. And just because we can't explain it logically doesn't mean that it doesn't have merit. And then our third strength, instead of being perceived as weak, we are actually so strong. And I heard this from John Gray, the author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. He said, women have been given the privilege of growing the new next generation inside their bodies and birthing them out. And he said, you can be guaranteed that that is not given to the weaker sex. It is only given to the gender that can handle it. Men would not be able to handle it. So we have this incredible power, whether or not you have had children personally, that strength is in us as a gender. That responsibility was given to us by nature, by God, by the universe, whichever term you prefer. It was given to us because we have such a deep reserve of strength. We are anything but weak. We are incredibly powerful. So those are 3 weaknesses that you can turn into strengths as long as you stop suppressing emotions, as long as you stop basing everything on what seems to be real, and as long as you stop believing that because you may or may not be physically less strong than the male gender, that it makes you weak. So shifting those perspectives. Now, I love this idea. This also comes from John Gray. Our real feminine power is something that I had never heard or considered before. But since I have been experimenting with it, learning it several years ago, oh, it has made such a big difference. And it helps me personally feel so much more powerful. So, are you excited to learn what it is? Our real feminine power is getting people to do stuff for us. What? As a woman, if you are wanting to feel a deep strength, a deep sense of power, experiment, become curious. How can you get people to do things for you? This has to do a little bit with what I was chatting about in a previous episode, either yesterday or the day before, about how it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It's actually a sign of strength. So this is the other side of that coin. Getting people to do stuff for you, not in a manipulative way, but in a way that makes you feel good, that makes the other person feel good, that they're helping you. It feels immensely powerful. I've been experimenting with it in my day-to-day life, in my life with my family, and I can report back that when I ask for my husband to do something for me, when I ask for my assistant to do something for me, when I get my kids to do something for me, I feel so much more powerful. And do you know why? It's because, in my opinion, all of the energetic stress and weight that we carry around on our shoulders by believing we have to do everything ourselves is lifted off. That energetic tension, you can't see it, but you can feel it. It's there. It dissolves. And then what I found is that I have so much more energy to devote to what I really want to do. It is magnificent. So, ladies, your greatest strength is getting other people to do stuff for you. Become curious about how that can work in your life. I guarantee that as you get better and better at it, you will feel like you have so much more energy. You will feel like you have so much more confidence, and you will feel like you are getting so much more done because you are. You're not doing it all yourself. Valuable information, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I promised you a gift. I actually have an invitation and a gift. So on my website, ChristinaMarlett.com, that's Christina with a CH, and Marlett is MARLETT.com. If you want to be interviewed as a guest on this podcast and share your story of courage, please go to that website. There's an application. I would love to feature you on the show. And my gift for you today is access to the Courageous Self-Care Quiz. So it's the self-care style quiz. You'll find out where you're at with your self-care. And it doesn't really have to do with, like I said, bubble baths, chocolate, and wine. The quiz in itself is a teaching. You'll see very clearly when you go through the different multiple choice questions, oh, this is how I do things, but ooh, that looks so much more appealing. So going through the quiz, you'll get ideas on what courageous self-care actually is, and then you'll get your results at the end will explain next steps. I invite you to do that. That's at ChristinaMarlett.com. Thank you so much for taking time for yourself to learn and to grow. Your action step today is to see how you can get people to do stuff for you, especially stuff that you don't love doing. I'm here Monday through Friday, so be sure to come back and listen again for more great information on how to fill yourself up first. And that leaves me with my final message. Self-care is not selfish. It is anything but, because when you prioritize your own well-being, when you take care of yourself first, you can give with love and you can nurture all of those around you from a place of fullness rather than emptiness. If you liked this episode, please go ahead, comment, and share it with your friends. If you're listening, you can become a follower to the Courageous Self-Care Podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified whenever there is some great, useful, action-oriented information for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Christina Marlett. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye for now.